We took a little heat, but at the same time, again, shows the pride that our defensive team has. Jimmy comes back and hits Tyrone with that hook route right there, and Tyrone evades their cornerback right there, and, you know, that was a big play for us early in the game.
Johnny Smith at the beginning of the second quarter.
Boy, Johnny just catches everything you throw to him, and I thought Jimmy laid it in there real nice, and we thought with the coverage that they had, that would be a good pass to go to going in, and, of course, then Mark Manafo takes it in on the counter dive, and we go for 2. And Jimmy has a little trouble footing coming out, and believe it or not, the guy's open in the backfield back there, and that was our option runner pass, and we just didn't get the ball pitched, and, you know, give Navy a lot of credit. They did a good job defensively with that.
Well, you're in good shape. You're up 12-0 right now, and then this big play here.
Boy, what a big break on the ball by Terry and E.J., and it just goes to show you good things are going to happen. Dadgone it if you come to the football. And, boy, that was a big... Watch how happy they are for E.J. And this is his first collegiate interception, and, boy, I couldn't be more pleased, and what a great job he did Saturday.
You really had great hustle, people backing everybody up.
Oh, it really did, and we were fortunate there, Frank Martini, to fall on that ball, but that was Quentin Roberts, and, of course, Jimmy read the outside veer extremely well right there, and then we go back to Tyrone again on the same play a while ago, and they barely tipped the ball, but Tyrone had great concentration on the ball right there.
Pat Evans in for another touchdown.
Well, we took it right down there, and we had the outside veer, same play called we had in that drive with Quentin there, and you know, it looked like that Jimmy wasn't sure he wanted to let Pat have it, but Pat saw the opening and took it in. Then, of course, we come back and get the turnover right again. That's Tommy's number 17 right there. And, you know, he looks like a halfback carrying that ball. Of course, Brady Glick again trying to get out front blocks. You know, Tommy loses the handle on it, and Brady's there in the nick of time. And, of course, now we've got the ball in great field position again.
Well, you don't waste much time right here. A perfect pass by Jimmy to Tyrone.
Well, we had a good feeling about this. This third down play, and, of course, you know, we anticipated the coverage that they would be in, and Jimmy laid it in there very nice, and Tyrone concentrated on the ball. And, you know, Tyrone worked so hard and deserved every great thing that happens to him. But you got to respect the tremendous pass protection that we had there, John, in that situation. Boy, they weren't anywhere close to Jimmy.
26-0 right now, but they come back with their only real big drive of the day.
Well, this fine run by Smith there, and of course good hit there by Steve Sigler, and Steve, you know, is getting stronger each ball game now coming back. But this was a well-executed play, and again, we lost the footing a little bit, but at the same time, it was an out-and-up play, and they executed that extremely well from Burns to Ray, and of course, he's a good reader. Watch this play by Kevin. Big play, and I told our team all week long, I really had visions that we were going to block a kick in the ball game, and of course, Kevin used his long body that the good Lord gave him, and stretched out his 6'5" frame there and blocked that kick, and that was a big play, big morale play for them.
Coach, you're up by 20 points, but then again, Utah was up by 21 a week earlier, so I know at halftime you're saying, hey.
Well, you know, I told them at our pregame meeting, I just said, I'm going to tell you one thing. You're never safe in this ball game, and it's never over till it's over. And, you know, we have a little saying that we talked to them about that you only got 60 minutes to play the game, but you got a lifetime to remember. And, of course, you always remember a Service Academy game more than you do a lot of those other games. And, of course, I reminded them when we left that dressing room, we only had 30 minutes to play. And, buddy, you know, we had to establish some dominance early in the third quarter.
All right, here we go. They kick off to you.
Well, they kick off to us, and again, they use the wind, and we're in a hole now, starting on our own 20-yard line.
Pat Evans is going to make a nice run here, 18 yards.
Well, this was a fine run and a good read, you know, by Jimmy, and again, Pat gets the ball out, but that was the only first down, and we had to punt the ball back to him. And, of course, now it's imperative that we stop him. There's Chad, and there's Kevin Martin coming up from the side, and Johnny Steed, and, of course, putting the clamps there on Smith. Again, they've had a lot of success with this play, but we pursued extremely well, Spivak and Terry, and look at the number of blue jerseys there, and I'm telling you right now, that's what defensive football is all about.
Well, it's back and forth right now in the third quarter. Mark Simon, though, coach, into the wind.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, of course, that was a big play right there, and I was pleased that Jimmy didn't throw the ball because they had good coverage on the play, but Mark into the wind now, John, kicks that ball 58 yards and gets a good roll, and look at that. The ball now rolls down to the 30-yard line, and now they've got a long way to go. And that was a key play in the ball game.
Big interception by Kevin Martin.
Oh, beautiful play right here. And, of course, you know, he had a long time back there, and well, we had good coverage downfield, long yardage situation. And, of course, you know, Kevin stepped right in front of that and took that, and I was real happy. That's his second interception of the year.
Freshman quarterback D. Dowse. Jimmy got a little bit banged up.
Well, Jimmy had some sore ribs. To be honest with you, Jimmy couldn't audible where the players could hear him. Great sack here by Hankermer, Ty Hankermer, and that was a big play. But we went with D, and we felt like that we got all the confidence in the world for him. He's been working hard and feel like he's had a good concept of what we're trying to do. And he shows a little burst of quickness there on the side, and I thought he came in as a rookie and just did an outstanding job.
Certainly did. Mark in for another touchdown, so it's 33-6 now.
Well, that's right. And, of course, with D in there, you know, 2 of the 3 possessions he was in there, he led us in to score, and that's the sign of a promising quarterback when you can lead the team, you know, down to the end zone.
Look
Watch
at him right
play.
there, yeah.
I mean, he ducked in there and handled it just like a veteran, you know, and we were tickled to death. That was a well executed play.
You know, when you brought him into the game, it wasn't for sure the game wasn't over by any means.
Boy, you can believe that. And but again, that's the confidence we got in. Johnny Smith, boy, what a great job he's doing for us inside. Again, he reads extremely well right here, D does. But Johnny's doing an excellent job lead blocking for us for Mark Manafo. Mark had a good day carrying the ball. And there's D scoring his first collegiate touchdown. And of course, he had the ball when he crossed the plane and broke it right there, and there wasn't any question about it. And, you know, I was so happy for him, and that ought to give him a lot of confidence now, John.
Well, it's 40-6 right now. We're going to see another interception. You had 5 in the game.
5 in the game, and, of course, a big sack right here, and we almost had him, and I thought Mitch did a good job getting out of that and threw it under the rest right there. And Kevin Palco comes up with his first one. Of course, Kevin, you know, has been splitting some time back there with Steve Sigler and did such a great job for us when Steve got hurt, and, boy, what a great performer he's going to be. This young man you're going to hear a lot from. This is Greg Johnson, freshman out of San Antonio, Texas. His first action, and that was a 20-yard carry on the counter dive right there. Good determined effort. Robbie Krause will see a lot more playing time, and boy, he has earned his opportunity to play. He's a very intense practice player.
And here's Letnich, another freshman quarterback you have on the final play of the game. That final again, 40-6. I know you had to be very pleased because you got a chance to play some of your younger players. And let's talk about the JV win over the big Cornhuskers.
Oh, boy, that was a big win for our program. And, you know, we had a great week at the Academy all the way around. Our JVs went over to Lincoln and played the Nebraska JVs, and of course their record at home was 31-1, and they did a great job beating them 28-18, and letting him score 2 touchdowns. And what a fine performer he's going to be. And of course we just ran out the clock with him right there. We didn't want to, you know, score another touchdown, particularly in a game like this. And but then our prep school won on the last play of the game this weekend. So it was a great win for Falcon football and at the Academy this weekend.
All right, Coach. Well, we're going to have our regular weekly features. We'll have those right after this.
Not sure how smart some people were to be out in that kind of way, but we appreciate them so much, John, and I thought the crowd really had an awful lot to do with the outcome of that football game.
All right, for our Life at the Academy feature this week, we're going to take a look at the Air Force Academy's ticket office. Here's Lee Douglas.
Over 50,000 Air Force fans bought tickets to see the Navy game on Saturday. That's the most tickets this season, one of the biggest totals ever, and that comes as no surprise, especially this year. The largest opening day crowd ever watched the Hawaii game. The largest crowd to see a WAC game at Falcon Stadium was on hand when Wyoming came to town. And even with one more game to go, it's already safe to say 86 has been a record year.
We were quite happy last year. We had an average of about 40,000 a game, and this year it looks to be well over 45, 46 plus as an average per game.
Now, prior to last year, we would have to go back to 1973 to even come close to this year's totals.
In 1973, the Air Force Academy sold 12,913 season tickets. This year, we went over 18,000. So we're looking at about 5,500 plus over as far as season tickets.
And that doesn't even count the number of total people that you'll have after Navy and BYU.
Not at all.
Now, this year's record year reflects, of course, last year's 12-1 bowl season, but it also is the work of a good many people. Mike Bone in promotions, and, of course, the Air Force ticket office, headed by ticket manager Esther Halsey. Now, during the past year or so, the office has seen a major facelift, becoming totally computerized. Now, this has allowed an increase in the mailing list, and it's also made it possible to work on promotions on a much broader scale, such as ticket giveaways with radio stations, and it also allows the staff to handle the many ticket requests they get each and every day in their offices at the Cadet Fieldhouse. Now, if you're interested in buying one of the few remaining seats for the BYU game on December 6th, or perhaps purchasing a season ticket for next year, call the ticket office at 472-1895 and be a part of what may well be another record year. For Air Force Football 86, I'm Lee Douglas.
and Esther had the laryngitis, but she does a tremendous job.
Oh, all those girls up there do a great job. And Steve's been a tremendous help getting them on the computer system. And, you know, we're just so appreciative to the fans in Colorado Springs, Denver area, and their support to Falcon football. But, you know, they've done such a great job of serving those people also.
Is it true you took the Commander-in-Chief's trophy out of the field house and brought it down to show the team?
Well, we didn't mention anything about it, but we certainly took it out of the field house because our players don't get a chance to see it every day, John. And so we brought it out and set it in front of them at our pregame meal Saturday morning, and never referred to it. But I think they got the point and what that game was all about.
All right, Coach, here's a look at the Commander-in-Chief's trophy.
You all must be very proud, and believe me, I'm proud of all of you. I'm really very pleased to present this trophy to you.
This was the scene last January at the White House as the Commander-in-Chief himself, President Reagan, presented the 1985 Air Force Falcons with the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, symbolic of Service Academy football supremacy. The trophy series began back in 1972 when, for the first time, the three academies, Air Force, Army, and Navy, all played each other in college football. Over the years, Navy has won the trophy 5 times,